Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hope you guys are well rested. You got some fun things going on today, some college football, maybe some Christmas shopping. I have a birthday party to go to later. But I wanted to just really quickly touch on Daryl Brooks's mother. I'm sorry, Darrell Brooks's mother. So let me do some screen sharing so I can pull this up and we can watch it together. Now, some of these interviews are older, just FYI.
In 8 handwritten pages, Dawn Woods made her plea as a mother to the court.
Why did you decide to write that letter?
I wanted to help Daryl. I knew that he was not mentally capable
Okay. His name is Daryl, not Darrell. His mama called him Daryl.
of presenting himself as his own attorney.
Woods agreed to speak with us provided we not show her face. She says she's received threats since her son was accused in the Waukesha Christmas parade attack.
Led to Daryl's behavior.
His mental illness, not being medicated.
Woods says her son should be in a mental hospital, but Brooks withdrew his insanity plea earlier this month. And just this week, a judge decided Brooks is articulate and intelligent enough to represent himself.
And he always says, Mama, I'm fighting for my life. And I said, I know that, baby. But we have to look at reality for what it is. I said, you did do what they said you did, even though it wasn't intentional, but you did, and you're going to have to go to prison.
An attorney. How do you think he's going to handle the proceedings?
Oh, mama.
I'm going to, and I hate to say this, you're going to see manic, full blown. That's what you're going to see.
Are you going to try and talk to him before the trial?
If he calls me, I will. I tried talking to him on Tuesday again.
Woods says she won't be attending her son's trial. She already knows the verdict and what her son did.
So there you go. I give her credit for that. So sad. Okay. So as far as the letter, let me open this up so you guys can see it. It says the mother of Daryl Brooks, the man accused of killing 6 and injuring dozens in the Waukesha Christmas parade tragedy, sent a letter to Judge Jennifer Duro requesting her son not be allowed to defend himself at trial. TMJ4 received a copy of the letter Wednesday, in which Brooks' mother, Dawn Woods, says she's worried about her son's mental health. Woods wrote the letter Tuesday, beginning it by saying, I'm not sure if this is right or proper, but I have to try anyway. She wrote that she is deeply concerned and has been for a month. According to the letter, Woods reached out to the Brooks attorneys a month ago expressing her concerns and saying she could tell he was becoming unstable. I think he's been unstable for a very long time. Woods claims his attorney blew her off. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I am now asking you to please do not let him represent himself. I tried to reason with him on Monday. When I spoke to him, he told me he doesn't feel comfortable with his attorney's way of how they want to present his case. Woods claims that she told Brooks he should voice his concerns to the judge, but he wouldn't listen to reason. He is not stable mentally enough to fully understand the big mistake he is making by wanting to represent himself. He doesn't understand. That alone should be enough to see he's not capable of being his own attorney. She went on to write that she is unsure if there is anything Duro can do, but she felt that she had to try. He needs all the help that he can get and then some. Woods proposed getting Brooks different attorneys or just a different approach. I understand the witnesses wanting closure. So do I. It's been unbearable for I think that's supposed to say it's been unbearable for us as well. Believe me when I say that he is not stable to represent himself at trial. Oh, this is the full letter. Let's see if I can read it. I'll try. I'm not sure if this is the right or proper, but I have to try anyway. My name is Dawn Woods, and I'm sure you guessed the mother of Darrell Brooks. I'm writing you because I am deeply concerned about what happened in court today. I called Attorney Perry, I think that's the name, and Attorney Keys with my concerns regarding Darrell's mental state or Daryl's mental state a month ago. I told them that I believe he was becoming unstable. He's already been unstable, Mama. Come on now. I speak to Darrell on a daily basis, and by our conversations, I could tell that he was becoming unstable. Even though he always says he's okay, being his mother, I could tell. I don't know of I can't read what this says. I don't know if you're a mom, but moms always know when something isn't right. I encourage him to pray and read the scriptures, hoping that he would help settle his mind, but I can see his mental health once again is taking over. When I something my concerns to his attorneys, they just blew me off and didn't take me seriously at all. I am now asking you to please do not let him represent himself. I tried to reason with him on Monday. When I spoke to him, he told me he didn't feel comfortable with his attorney's way of how they want to represent his case. I told him he should let you know. I guess she's writing this to the judge. And if it's possible, ask for different lawyers to represent him. He wouldn't listen to reason. He is not stable mentally enough to fully understand the big mistake he is making by wanting to represent himself. He asks questions and saying he doesn't understand that alone should be enough to see he is not capable of being his own attorney. How can a person who has a mental something fully understand? I don't know if there is anything you can do, but I have to try as his mother. If I don't, knowing what I know, I'll never be able to forgive myself. He needs all the help he can get and then some. Maybe different attorneys would help if that's possible, or maybe his attorney needs a different approach on how they plan on presenting. I guess there's supposed to be a period there. Um, Presenting his case, let him have more say and input. Maybe that would help in making sure they explain and communicate better. I just know something needs to be done that is fair. I understand the victims wanting closure. So do I. It's been unbearable for me as well. Believe me when I say that he is not stable enough to represent himself at trial whatsoever. You can do would be greatly appreciated. He needs help. I'm asking the court to recognize his unstable mental state and rule in his best interest. Sincerely, Don Woods. P.S. I know he will not be happy that I wrote you and become angry. I hope one day he will understand I did it out of love. Bless her heart. All right. Then we have another interview. Not surprised by verdict. Remember, guys, we're going to trial here. We're starting on Tuesday, the 15th. So there's going to be a lot of victim impact statements. It's going to be heavy. So I'm kind of wanting to get some of this out there so you guys can see it before that happens.
Darrell Brooks's mother is sharing her opinions on the verdicts today. 12 News' Caroline Reinwald spoke with her, and she joins us now live. Caroline.
The hate was stopped, the hate mail was stopped, the hate emails that I'm receiving was stopped, you know, and people's hearts began to heal. My heart still goes out to the family. My condolences to all of them, but I hope that they can begin to heal.
Dawn Woods, the mother of Daryl Brooks, says she did not watch the verdict live today, but learned from loved ones of her son's conviction and says she's not surprised. When your son said that he didn't mean this wasn't
Oh, they went to her house.
intentional, did you believe him?
For some reason, I was thinking these videos were done outside the courthouse, but she didn't even go.
I know my son. I know it wasn't intentional. People who are mentally ill need help in community, family, loved ones. The court system need to give them the help that they need.
Notice she's got no trespassing signs all over her house. She's probably been bombarded. I won't victim blame at all here. If you had been one of the people that was affected by this, even if you didn't lose a loved one, but one of your loved ones was injured, the rage that you would have, can you imagine? Oh, I just feel so. I'm glad that they're going to be able to get up and speak to him, and I cannot wait to see his reaction to it all. And this is another one she did.
It sounds like you want to be an advocate for
people need to understand mental illness and understand people who are mentally ill are hurting. They're trapped. And a lot of them don't know the way I will show compassion. The families who have loved ones that are suffering from mental illness, a lot of them are ashamed to even talk about it, or to say he's crazy and don't want to have anything to do with them. But you need to, those people need help more than anything. Seek out treatment where there is. Speak up for them, be an advocate for them. And then when you see people out in the street, you see them acting, and you just laugh at them joking, and you turn away, stop and say a prayer, because
She seems like such a sweet lady. And I don't know if it's one of those situations to where she let too much get by when he was younger. Or maybe when he was younger, she had control of it. Maybe she had him on meds. And as he got older, he stopped taking them. Now we know his arrests go back to when he was younger. So in his teens. So he's probably always been a troubled child. He has a long list of arrests.
but I told him that, he keeps singing to someone hears him. Hopefully this will bring awareness to mental illness via our senators and our governors. And
The thing about it is, though, is that I wonder if there's been some mental advocates that have reached out to him in prison, and he's so, like she said, unstable that he is in denial.
elected officials, court, police, and when these people come before the penal system, instead of locking them up, say, hey, what can we do to help this person become mentally well? That's what needs to happen.
God, that he is not allowed. I don't know if you guys watched Parkland, the Parkland school shooting sentencing recently, but she basically said, look, you're not going to make any money from any books, interviews, nothing. She put a ton of restitution on him that he's going to have to pay back. So even in jail, when they make that little bit of money, all his money is going to be going into restitution, which I absolutely loved. I loved that part. Hopefully that's what the judge is going to do here.
do you think he can get help in
No, very little help is done for individuals who are incarcerated with mental illness.
Yeah, but he's going to be there for the rest of his life. I think in the past, he's always been in there for a short period of time. Then he got paroled, but this time he's going to be in there for life. And before, he was always paroled out. He wasn't in there as long as he should have been. So maybe knowing that he's going to be in there for a long-term period. Of course, that's if the other inmates don't get to him first.
That's why I wanted him to go to a hospital where he can still get treatment, but that won't be he would be behind prison where he would not get any services. If he does, it would be very little and it would not be what he needs.
So it sounds like you don't think it was fair what he received today,
You know, you know.
but you think he should have done any prison time?
Yes.
Will you be at sentencing to support?
No. 'Cause I already know.
Too hard to watch.
Too hard to watch.
I kind of now I do have a hard time with the fact that she didn't go and sit behind him and support him. I'm not a mom, but regardless of what your child has done, most moms would say, I know I have to sit behind him. I have to be there. And maybe she was fearful of her life. I don't know. Maybe she was fearful of maybe she's that embarrassed.
You know. I mean, what's to say? You know, we have to move forward. You know, just I, whew, hopefully something good will come out of it.
How do you feel right now?
Right now, I just want to curl up and die. That's how I feel right now. I just want to go somewhere, just curl up.
That's sad. Let's see if she has any. I want to look at something really quick. I want to see if he has any siblings. To look this up really quick. I know he has 3 children. All right, this says Darrell Brooks Jr. biography, 13 things about Milwaukee, Wisconsin rapper. I don't even know how to say that name. It's born and raised in Milwaukee. Previously lived in Peoria, Illinois, Richmond, California, Sparks, Nevada, Reno, Nevada. They didn't list here that he was in Atlanta for some time too. They said that in trial. He's 5'8", 150 pounds. Oh, these are his convictions. Okay, it says on. Okay, I'll just go through these. Okay. 99, he was convicted of substantial battery with intent to inflict substantial bodily harm. He pled guilty. He had 3 years of probation and 6 months of house correction. 2002, he was convicted of THC possession while still on probation, and he was sentenced to only 50 days. In 2003, he was convicted of resisting an officer. They sentenced him to 20 days. In 2005, he was convicted of obstructing an officer again in Wisconsin, and after his arrest, they freed him on a $300 signature bond. Ugh. He failed to appear for hearing, so a bench warrant was issued, but he had already taken off for Nevada. In 2006, he went back to Wisconsin and pled guilty to statutory seduction. He was accused of having consensual acts with a girl, then 15, and received a child with her. He posted bail. That was the one he's been with since they were younger. But she was 15 and he was like 10 years older. He was 25. They said $100 bail. Nice. He failed to show up for another hearing, so another bench warrant was issued. And after he was convicted, they sentenced him to 2 days in jail and offered him to pay a fine, which he never paid. March 2007 to September 2008, he served his sentence in Nevada. And then in 2010, he was convicted of a felony strangulation and suffocating and misdemeanor counts of battery and criminal damage to property in Wood County. I bet that was his girlfriend. After no contest plea, they sentenced him to 3 years probation and 90 days in jail. In 2011, he was charged with marijuana possession. And then the Milwaukee Police Department, an officer stopped him in Milwaukee in 2011. He gave a false name. And then he turned his car on and shifted to drive. He was charged with resisting or obstructing an officer for the 3rd time. They freed him on a $1,000 signature bail after a plea, and then they sentenced him to 37 days in jail. Why are these judges looking back at all these things that he's done in the past and not giving it something else to him? In 2012, he was charged with probation, violation, resisting extradition, 2 counts of bail jumping, THC possession, and multiple counts of failure to appear. In January of 2014, his twin sister, I know you're a twin sister, Ebony Danielle, died of an illness. In 2016, he was arrested for failure to obey an ex-offender law. And then on 2016, a warrant for his arrest was issued for jumping bail, but he moved back to Wisconsin and never appeared in court. In July of 2020, he shot at his nephew in a fight over a cell phone. He, his mother, and I don't know who that is, lived in the same 4-bedroom house in Arlington Heights, Milwaukee. He was charged with 2 counts of use of dangerous weapon and felony count of possession of a firearm. From $7,500, his bail dropped to $500, and then in February 2021, he posted bail. In September 2021, Anaji, that must be his cousin, pleaded for a judge to issue him a no-contact order. In 2021, he was arrested in Union City, Georgia, and on another domestic violence charge after a man at a motel reported hearing him repeatedly striking a woman. In May of 2021, he was released on a signature bail, and he returned to Wisconsin. He started dating a Milwaukee woman who he knew since they were young. He disappeared when their son was almost 3 months old, according to her. Oh, wait. He did use the same vehicle to run over her at a gas station, and she was taken to the hospital for her injuries. On November 2021, he was charged with resisting an officer, felony bail jumping, second-degree recklessly endangering safety with domestic abuse assessments, disorderly conduct, and battery. In November of 2021, his mother posted the $1,000 bond for him, and on November 2021, he was arrested again after we know what he did. He plowed into a crowd at the 58th annual holiday parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin, killing 6 people and injuring 40 others, or it might have been 39 others now because this is off. In June of 2022, by reason of mental disease or defect, his attorneys indicated he was changing his not guilty plea. He was charged with 83 counts, and his trial started on October 3rd. He was 40 years old when he was convicted on 1 count of misdemeanor domestic battery, 2 counts of felony bail jumping, 6 counts of fatal hit and run, and 61 counts of recklessly endangering the safety with the use of a dangerous weapon. All right, so I don't know, guys. On Tuesday, I'm going to be following the trial. I'm going to be streaming it, and I'm hoping you guys can come back here. I'll put out some more videos if you don't want to watch the trial in full. I'm going to be putting out some videos of the victim impact statements as they all hit. So please subscribe, like, stick with us. Maybe we'll do a live after the end of the sentencing and get everybody's comments. We can do an open chat. I might even call some of you guys up on panel to talk about it, because I know a lot of people just want to vent about this. So hope everybody has a blessed